Hi guys, and welcome to a new video. Today we're looking at RapidRaw version 1.6.0, as you can see here, which I've updated. It includes a number of updates, including the new lens blur update, which gives you bokeh to your images. You've got a new culling view, you've got a new group RAW and JPEG, and a new command line interface. We've also got a lot of core improvements, such as performance, which you will notice, especially on your thumbnails. When you load up your images and your library, it will be much faster. There's been cropping upgrades, and there's been significantly reduced overall RAM usage on exports and memories. Plus, there's a couple of workflow enhancements, plus a lot more. And today, we're going to look at some of these and also do a couple of edits. So, if I just continue my session, and I will choose the the image. There we go. Now I've made some basic adjustments to this already. I went through the adjustments and adjusted as I needed. As you can see, there's a couple of adjustments there. Plus, the white balance is fine. I also just slightly changed a few of the settings here. Let's get a bit more structure there. I like this sort of image thing. And there we go. So the first thing, lens blur, you will see I'm on the adjustments, and if I come down, we have in the effects panel, we have lens blur. If I click that, what I want to do is blur this wall there, okay? So that will be what I'm going to do first. So if I click on lens blur, as you can see, that wall is now nicely out of focus. It works extremely well. If you want to adjust anything, you can just adjust this depth range slider, and you can just adjust it. So as you see, it's gone up the top there, and the wall is now available. You can now see the wall. Bring it back down. As you can see, she's also my model Jessica. She's actually covered up with the bokeh. Slide it across, just fine tweak it, and there we go. The wall is now out of focus, and Jessica is in focus. So a couple more tweaks just to get this right. So I'm just moving it just to show you, but generally speaking, it's quite accurate. There we can see. You can now add a bit of diffusion if you wish. If I put it up full, as you can see, that's blur. That's way too much. So it just shows you where you can do things. Obviously, it needs to be slightly up further so it doesn't affect her. But there we go. There's a diffusion, which you can add to your images. You can also change the shape of the bokeh. Obviously, it depends what's behind you, but you can change the effects. And all in all, this is a really good update. I'm very impressed with the fact that there's a lens blur. That's quite nice there, as you can see. So the other changes, of course, I'll show you now. I'll talk you through them. There was the culling view. So if I go back to the library, and if I choose a few images, these 3 images here, there's now a new box here, culling view. Click on that, and there we go. You can now zoom in on your images and do as you wish to your images. You can right click on the image and you can use the various options, and that of course makes it just so much easier. It's lovely to have a culling view, and it works really well. Another little thing you notice is the group JPEG and RAW. If you click on the view options, and as you can see, group RAW and JPEG is off. You can prefer RAW, prefer JPEG, so it all depends what you want. And there we go. That, as you can see, is a lovely little update as well. Plus we have command line interface. I'm not going to show you that, but if you visit the website, you'll actually find out exactly what that deals with. There are also performance updates, and you'll see this instantly if I load up a file. As you can see, the thumbnails load really quick now, super quick actually. It was much slower before this update, and now it is absolutely super fast, which is always nice to see. So there we go. That's a nice little update. Cropping upgrades. So now, if you want to crop an image, let's click on the cropping tool, which is on the right hand side. It now rotates nicely, as you can see. So that's all done nice, and it's all contained, and it just works so much better. And there are other few adjustments which you can read over at the website, and they're just minor adjustments, but those are the main ones. So now let's just do a fresh little edit, shall we? So as you can see, this edit is here. I'll just click on this, and we'll look for a different edit, something else to edit. So I'm going to click on this edit here, and we'll just do a little edit. As you can see, it just needs to be straightened slightly. So you can just click on the straightening tool. To straighten up the edit. There we go. That's nice. I'll straighten the box, and I will do that. Then we will go back into our adjustment tool. Now there's a few ways of obviously editing this and getting to a starting point. The easiest way is to click on auto adjust, which does a nice job actually. Of course, you can still adjust the sliders as needed. So I'll just go through some of these. Because the last update, the blacks were fixed, so they actually work really nice now, which is nice to see. Okay, then come down to the white balance. I'll click on the white balance, and we'll click there. It's a bit warm there, so I'll just bring the temperature down a bit. It was a very sunny evening, and it was very nice, so that sort of replicates what it looked like. With a little bit of vibrance. Just give it a little bit. And we will then come down to the color mixer. The reds are nice. I guess give them a bit more pop. The oranges, we'll just drop the oranges slightly because the skin is slightly orange, but there we go. We'll just add a bit more structure. Now, as you can see, a face just needs to be brightened up slightly. So I will go into the masking tool, and I will just simply choose a brush. I'll just go on a face. I'll make the brush large with a big feather. As such and so. I'll just come over a face there. It's all over a face. And then I will then gently raise the exposure up just a little tad. There we go. And as we're here, I'll just gently take a tiny bit of clarity away, tiny bit of structure, just clean up the skin. Not that she needs a skin cleaning. There we go. And then, of course, you know, when you're actually editing, you do need to have masks to bring out some depth into the image, even though there's plenty of depth here. I'm just going to add a linear gradient. Just bring it from the bottom. Slightly lower the exposure. I'm going to add another one, another linear to the top. Just bring it down. Just tiniest ever little exposure. There we go. So there we go. So this is the before, and this is the after. The background is blurred a lot, as you can see, which is fine. So let's just try this new tool to see what else we can do with it. Click on lens blur. It calculates the depth. We can add stupid amounts of background blur to it. As you can see, there's a big difference. Not that we need to, but we can if we want. Just blur everything away. That's nice to see. There we are, all back to normal. And what I could do with this actually is if I choose the add a new mask, and I'll just click on the foreground. It should just choose her. Yes, it has. I'll just raise the exposure just a tad for her body. Give it a little bit of a kick, just a tiny little bit. There we go. That's nice. There we are. An image, nicely edited. I think we can add a bit of vignette on it. There we go. And there we go, guys. There's the final image. I hope you enjoyed my little update of RapidRaw version 1.6.0, and I hope you enjoyed my little edit. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you soon with a few different videos. Thank you.